Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Thousands across the Northeast get a reminder from the OPP to slow down.
These dangerous behaviors are still happening in our communities in the Northeast regions.
We'll have more on the enforcement blitz from provincial police over Canada Day. Plus, more reaction from Sault Ste. Marie on the heels of a Submarine announcement.
I've arranged for TKMS to re-engage with Algoma Steel, and that's happening today and will continue to happen over the next little while.
The city's MP says all is not lost for the Sioux after Canada decides to go with a German firm. And it was one costly snowstorm. The numbers have been crunched, and that blast from Old Man Winter mid-March cost Sudbury millions.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight on the roads. Ontario Provincial Police releasing some statistics from the Northeast region following an enforcement blitz around Canada Day. Police say they issued close to 2,000 charges on area roads from as far south as Parry Sound to as far north as Moosonee, with over half of them related to speeding. CTV's Eric Tashner starts us off tonight.
Ontario Provincial Police say they're frustrated and disappointed with the results of a 10-day blitz centered around Canada Day, where officers across the Northeast region laid over 1,800 traffic and marine-related charges.
With any of our enforcement long day weekends, we do focus on the big four. We're talking speeding, cell phone use, seatbelt use, and impaired driving.
To break it down, the charges include no seatbelt, helmet, or life jacket charges, stunt driving related charges, and notably, over 1,000 speeding charges were laid and 48 charges issued where people drove under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
It's disappointing. Impaired driving is completely preventable. It is a choice that people are making. We urge people to go for the alternatives, whether it's public transport, taxi, or make some kind of alternate plan.
OPP say these numbers reflect a need to continue proactive enforcement on roads, trails, and waterways.
These dangerous behaviors are still happening in our communities in the Northeast region. So what we're looking to do is, through enforcement and through public education and visibility, to try to reduce those dangerous behaviors.
It is encouraging to me that police are being so proactive in going out there and catching impaired drivers. Far too many impaired drivers.
Police, along with MAD Canada, are urging drivers and boaters to put safety first when enjoying summer vacation.
In the summer months, there is higher rates of impaired driving, and people are, our summers are pretty short, and so people want to enjoy them. We just need to make sure we do it safely.
OPP say they will continue to monitor roads and waterways in the Northeast during the summer months and beyond. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Charges are being laid following an odd scene Monday night. A boat left out on a Sudbury street. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
Last night at around 8 o'clock, traffic on Paris Street was crawling as everyone was checking out this tow truck hauling a boat on John Street.
There's a boat on the road, across the street. And I was like, no. And then I ran out to the kitchen and I looked across the street and there was a boat on the road.
Everybody was stunned. Everybody said, where's the vehicle? What's going on here? How come there's a boat here? That's weird just to see that.
Community members found the inconvenient parking amusing as no one was injured. But Greater Sudbury Police Service says it's even more serious than a boat falling off a trailer, as the driver was allegedly impaired.
Driving under the influence is never acceptable. Officers are out there all the time, and information from the public assists us in locating these individuals and making sure that they're held accountable for their actions.
Several eyewitnesses told CTV News that the truck hauling the boat appeared to be swerving down the road with the boat slipping. They say the driver circled the street a few times before ultimately abandoning the boat.
Based on the information that was provided from witnesses, we're able to locate the vehicle on Lonsdale and conducted a traffic stop.
Police say the truck and the boat have now been reunited in impound, and the driver has been charged with impaired operation, dangerous operation, and insecure load. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
North Bay police have made an arrest in connection to a number of deliberately set fires in the downtown. Investigators say Saturday night between 10:30 and 11:30, 5 separate fires were set in the downtown core. Fire crews were able to quickly put out the fires to couches, a mattress, and garbage bins. Police arrested and charged a 30-year-old North Bay man with 5 counts of arson. We're learning more about a house fire in the community of Holtire last week. Black River Matheson Fire Chief Guy Lamb telling CTV News the townhouse on Gleason Avenue that caught fire July 2nd was vacant. According to the chief, shortly after they arrived on scene, the building was engulfed. He adds firefighters were able to control the fire quickly to nearby homes, minimizing the damage. There were no injuries and the cause of the fire remains unclear. There continues to be disappointment in the Soo today after yesterday's federal announcement naming the company to build Canada's new submarine fleet. The Korean company aligned with Algoma Steel was not chosen, but today there's renewed hope. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
The federal government's choice to not go with the company that planned to invest $345 million in Algoma Steel for its submarine contract seemed like a massive loss for the area. While local officials may have preferred South Korea's Hanwha Ocean over the successful firm TKMS of Germany, Soo MP Terry Sheehan says he was told by Algoma Steel officials that the submarines would use a very minimal amount of steel, the real value found elsewhere.
We're going to have to build docks on the East Coast and the West Coast. And Algoma Steel is excited about that because that is a very significant order of steel.
In a statement responding to yesterday's decision, Algoma Steel officials say, quote, Algoma is proud to see Canada investing in its own industrial and defense capability and looks forward to the opportunities that this investment creates for the Canadian steel industry, end quote. Sheehan says those opportunities could come in short order.
I've arranged for TKMS to re-engage with Algoma Steel, and that's happening today and will continue to happen over the next little while. And, we're going to continue to make sure that we see as many benefits as we can. And in particular, when these submarines are built, having Algoma Steel used in building the docks and the housing for the facilities on the east and west coast will be significant.
A major source of disappointment in Canada's submarine fleet decision was the nullifying of $275 million pledged for the steelmaker's beam mill. But that, too, isn't forgotten by the government.
I know that Minister Jolie is also committed. She's been up here a couple of times now and has said it on both times that she's committed to the beam division. So we're going to find a way to make this happen. These are hundreds and hundreds of jobs.
Part of the South Korean deal would have also included a commitment to supply steel for armored vehicles. Sheehan says that opportunity is still on the table. Next week, he plans to meet with the local steelmaker and Brampton-based defense manufacturer Rochelle. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
A first-of-its-kind partnership in Timmins is bringing Indigenous, municipal and community leaders together to tackle homelessness across the Cochrane district. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Homelessness across the Cochrane district has more than doubled since 2023, according to officials, with nearly 500 people unhoused by the end of last year. The Mushkegowuk Council is now leading a new effort to bring First Nations, municipal leaders, and service providers to the table to develop a united response.
Most definitely an Indigenous-led table. We'll be working with the municipalities of the area. And one thing I really want to convey is that, Indigenous people know how to take care of Indigenous people, and that's why we're really focusing on Indigenous-led.
The community leadership table follows Mushkegowuk Council's declaration of a state of emergency over homelessness, housing instability, and wellness last November. The goal is to move beyond fragmented responses and create a regional plan that reflects on how people access housing and services across the district.
If 2025 demonstrated anything, is that a lack of a strategy and the chasing of dollars often leads to reactionary tables and meetings and policies that don't last and don't stand the test of time.
The coalition says it will continue working through the summer, with leaders expected to meet again in the fall following the municipal election to map out long-term solutions. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Four candidates are in the running to lead the Ontario Liberal Party. CTV's Amanda Hicks caught up with two leadership hopefuls recently touring our region.
Etobicoke Lakeshore MPP Lee Fairclough spent time meeting voters face-to-face in Sudbury to kick off her northern tour. She's leaning heavily on her extensive healthcare background.
I've had 18 years of executive experience in healthcare, and I can see where we need to go. Politics is a team sport. I've been fortunate to represent Canada on the Canadian women's rugby team. Some people say that means I'm tough enough to take on Doug Ford, but I believe it's what we need right now.
Meanwhile, policy strategist Dylan Mirando has spent the last 3 weeks touring the region. He says his government experience in both Ottawa and Queen's Park proves he has the tools for the job.
I was a special assistant to Premier McGuinty, and I was a senior advisor to Premier Wynne, and I was a deputy director of policy to Prime Minister Trudeau, so I have been in the rooms where the big decisions get made. And now I want to use those tools to get the big stuff done at Queen's Park.
Both candidates say they are zeroing in on long-delayed infrastructure demands, including Northern Highway safety and four-laning improvements.
When I talk to people here in the Northeast, it's difficult to access specialists. When I ask healthcare workers what do they need, again, keeping the highways open is important so that people can access the care they need, or we can get high-risk deliveries through and things like that.
One of the most consistent messages is that the highways need to be fixed. 69, 11, 17, it's a massive public safety issue. It's also a challenge in accessing services, healthcare and education, and it's a constraint on economic growth.
Fairclough and Mirando are facing a wider race that includes former federal cabinet minister Navdeep Bains and tech entrepreneur Eric Lombardi. The race narrowed recently after Ajax MPP Rob Serjanik stepped out of the running. The deadline for candidates to officially enter the race is July 31st, with Liberal members selecting their new leader this November. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Tony will have our full weather forecast. For now, look at the current conditions, and still pretty warm for this time of night. Timmins is our hotspot at the moment, coming in at 24 degrees. We've got clear skies down at Timiskaming Shores in North Bay, 19 in Elliott Lake, 19 on the island, 19 in Chapleau, 20 in Kapuskasing. We'll have details after the break.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather. It was a hot day today, and tomorrow, well, increasing cloud cover and some showers expected. As we take a look at our forecast radar, well, some thunderstorms are going to be rippling through Sault Ste. Marie along with Sudbury, North Bay, that Highway 17 corridor. Some scattered showers also in through Kapuskasing and Timmins. And this system's going to last for a couple of days, so you'll see increased cloud cover along with some rain. Temperatures going to drop ever so slightly, but not as much as you'd think. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day weather forecast. Starting with Sudbury Nickel Belt, a risk of thunderstorms tomorrow, 27 degrees, should be 25 this time of year. Temperature on Thursday is spot on. Friday, we start to see a little bit more sunshine. Saturday looks beautiful. Sunday, back to the clouds and a chance of showers. Monday, beautiful sunshine. Tuesday, sun and cloud, 30 degrees when it should be 25. So the temperature's going up. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, tomorrow, well, overcast conditions along with a risk of thunderstorms, 24 degrees, spot on for this time of year. On Thursday, a little bit more sunshine, but still a chance of rain. Those lingering showers persist on Friday. On Saturday, we start to get some clearing. Sunday, clouds roll in. 30% chance of rain. Monday next week looks good, 26 and 28 degrees, mostly overcast on Tuesday. For Timmins, Cochrane and Kapuskasing, a 40% chance of rain. Tomorrow, temperature slightly above seasonal. On Thursday, much the same kind of conditions, some showers expected. We start to get some clearing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back to the rain next week, a mix of sun and cloud. For Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, a 60% chance of showers coming in at 26 when it should be 25. The rain's going to stick around until Saturday. Beautiful sunshine. Sunday, same temperature. The only difference, increasing cloud cover and a chance of some rain. Monday, we get that clearing. And Tuesday, 28 degrees. And finally, folks, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. Risk of thunderstorms tomorrow, so sun, cloud, showers tossed in there. Temperature drops on Thursday, but the rain will stick around. Friday, we'll start to see a little bit more clearing. Saturday looks like a beautiful day. The weekend, not all that bad, except for Sunday. There is a chance of showers, and Monday and Tuesday next week, a mix of sun and cloud. Ian Campbell, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Tony. Well, that massive winter storm in mid-March that brought Sudbury to a halt cost the city almost $8 million. That's according to a report being presented to City Council next Tuesday. Its author writes the event was felt across all service areas throughout the organization, primarily labor with overtime and contracted services. The review has identified short, medium, and longer-term implementation priorities. First on the list of recommendations, develop a major winter storm response plan and command structure. Northeastern Public Health Unit says it's received a report from the Ministry of Environment of a possible blue-green algae bloom at Star Lake in Kiefer Township. Health officials are advising people using lakes and rivers at any location to be on the lookout for potential blooms. Should you see green water or scum near your property or water intake line, they're urging people to take precautions. Blue-green algae can cause itchy, irritated eyes and skin from direct contact. It also can lead to flu-like symptoms. The hospital in Sault Ste. Marie has new leadership at the helm. Murray Doucette was appointed as the new president and chief executive officer of the Sault Area Hospital. The board of directors says he comes to the job with 30 years of leadership across provincial health systems. Doucette will begin his new role starting September 9th. A major North American automaker is showing off its new methods. It hopes it will make a dent in a tactic used by tech-savvy thieves. As CTV's John Woodward reports, hundreds of millions of dollars in stolen cars are at stake.
It locks that down.
This is an early look at a next-generation car security system. CTV News, among several media outlets, invited to Ford's assembly plant in Oakville to check out a car manufacturer's answer to some $900 million worth of stolen cars across the country last year.
It's an arms race. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we're really trying to stay one step ahead of thieves.
I was invited in part because of a W5 story 2 years ago that demonstrated one theft method, cloning a key with a device we ordered online. It worked on a Ford Escape in the CTV fleet, demonstrating what Peel Police's Greg O'Connor says officers see too much.
We do see the cloning of the keys is the primary theft method.
Since that story, the device manufacturer has restricted its software. Thefts have dropped from their peak thanks to several other measures. Ford says it's come a long way too. The company's group product manager, Ian Grotenice, took us through their system being rolled out on several newer models, where an app on your phone gives you a new way to lock people out of your car.
Start inhibit can kind of proactively lock down your vehicle so that a thief can't drive it with or without a key.
Once in that start inhibit mode, the car won't turn on for anyone.
I don't know the passcode, so I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. Yep.
But if you have the app, the phone can give you a code, just like how many people log into their bank.
Okay, it's unblocked. Let's give it a shot. There we go.
Other manufacturers are also rolling out new security. Ford touts start inhibit as a game changer for the most common tactic.
How does this change what I was able to do?
When vehicle start inhibit is on, that clone key is not going to work on that vehicle.
Detective Sergeant O'Connor says it's a step in the right direction, but
there's a will, there's a way, and I think there's always going to be an attempt to continue doing these things.
It's an arms race, and you never know what the thieves will come up with next. John Woodward, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. The last FIFA game has been played in Canada. Businesses in downtown Toronto say the Impact met all their goals. It was a stunning comeback at the FIFA World Cup as Argentina avoided the upset to Egypt in the round of 16.
Red shirts racing back as fast as they can.
That proved to be the winning goal as Argentina roared back from a 2-0 deficit against Egypt this afternoon. The Argentines had yet to score with only 11 minutes of regulation time left, but they found the back of the net in added time after Lionel Messi tied the match with his tournament-leading 8th goal. The game took fans at Toronto's stacked market on a roller coaster ride of emotions.
This is crazy. Egypt, on God. You guys gave us a performance. Thank you, Egypt.
Emotional, right?
So emotional. I was in that corner. Every single second of that game, I was biting my nails, everything. It was so bad. Thank you, Argentina.
But Egypt, you guys should be applauded.
We're playing quarterfinal, semifinal, and final for sure. Argentina, yeah!
Argentina's coach says he never felt the game had slipped away despite Egypt's 2-goal lead.
It's all over! Switzerland are going to the quarter-final of the World Cup!
And the final FIFA World Cup match in Canada ended in a penalty shootout between Switzerland and Colombia in Vancouver. Switzerland ultimately coming out on top in the final round of 16 match. To advance to the quarterfinals, they will now face Argentina on Saturday in Kansas City. The quarterfinals kick off on Thursday with France taking on Morocco. And we are hearing from businesses along the waterfront about the impact of the 6 World Cup matches held in Toronto. The BIA put out a survey to find out if they met their financial goals or suffered a penalty. CTV's Siobhan Morris has details.
They came with unbridled passion. German fans taking over Queen's Quay before a match at Toronto Stadium June 20th. They came with appetites and open wallets.
Crazy, unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, in a good way. It was so much fun. We had people from all walks of life.
Amsterdam reaped the benefits of Toronto hosting the World Cup. The head of the waterfront BIA says the brewpub scored its best day in 15 years of business when Germany came to town.
We sold a lot of beer, We didn't end up like Boston. We stayed full.
Next door at Queen's Harbor,
they got us sold out of a couple beers, but it was pretty good.
Open seats have been hard to come by, filled up by visitors from around the world.
They love it. They say we're very welcoming. They like all of the culture that's going on, and honestly, it's a good place to have the World Cup at this time.
The Waterfront BIA did an informal poll of its members.
63% said that this summer so far they're doing better than last year, and FIFA was a major factor for most of them. That was heavily weighted to restaurants and businesses around the central waterfront.
Business-wise, terrible. Absolutely terrible.
This barbershop across the street from harborfront viewing parties stayed quiet on match days.
Because nobody wants to fight the crowds. So I would start off with a fully booked day and I would just watch the appointments fall off.
This water taxi operator spent a lot more time looking out into the lake than she expected.
It was a bit of a surprise to us when specific days were completely dead, and we were expecting more because it'd be a game downtown.
The feeling is that non-soccer fans stayed away, keeping rental bikes chained up.
That day traveler that we usually count on coming in from outside the city for a day's adventure in the downtown core along the waterfront, those people were definitely staying away.
Even businesses who didn't score big this time told the BIA there's value in the last month.
This was a promotion of our city to the entire world that hopefully will benefit our brand as a city and as a waterfront city in the future.
One of the things businesses told the BIA they'd like Toronto to change if we're to host another big event again is more temporary washrooms east of Reese. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A historic find today as crews continue to demolish the old General Hospital in Sault Ste. Marie. Mayor Matthew Shoemaker posting to Facebook that it was discovered on the site a time capsule that had been buried on April 29th, 1963 during construction of the building. It included a newspaper, a pamphlet about the General and Plummer hospitals, minutes of the meeting when construction was approved, and St. Benedict Jubilee medals. The contents have since been entrusted to the Sault Ste. Marie Museum. Yes Theatre's production of Come From Away hit the stage in Sudbury tonight. The sold-out show has made Yes Theatre history for the most pre-sales in the box office. The show's director says the play will be different from other adaptations as they are setting the play at the 10-year reunion. Yes Theatre says with the show being all about helping others in a time of need, they're asking attendees to bring non-perishable items to be donated to the Submarine Food Bank.
We really wanted to sort of lift the veil on the production. We wanted to bring people into the community, which is what it's about. You know, the folks of Gander, they sort of opened their arms as wide as possible, and they embraced everyone into their world. So we wanted to do that in Sudbury.
The story of kindness and helping one another is so central to the narrative of Come From Away, and of course to the beautiful kindness of the people of Newfoundland. And we wanted to do something here at our show that also gives back to the community, because we knew that so many folks were going to be attending, and we thought this is a really great way to honor the original story, to honor what happened back in 2001.
The play is inspired by the true story of the 7,000 passengers who landed in Newfoundland after 9/11, causing the airspace to shut down. Yes, theater's production will run until August 8th. Looks like it's pretty good. I might have to check that out. That's our newscast this Tuesday night. Your next News for the North returns tomorrow at 5 with Marina Moore. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.